Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we are going to be taking our characters from level 1 all the way up to level 170, which is the level needed to complete their full skill tree. You can see we're on a new game save so everyone can follow this. We hardly have anything unlocked and things like that. I mean, we've got a couple of general upgrades that affect everyone, and a couple of runes. The one rune we did need, or you don't need it. So I actually did this yesterday to test how much we actually get in terms of experience, prestige, and we did it on our Cursed Captain, and we landed up getting 183 levels in a single run. So 184, sorry, in a single run. And that is what we're going to be doing now on every other character. So the most important thing is that we got Divine Legacy and Advanced Tactics, our Arduous Training, and then a Skill Mastery Earth. Reroll Mastery is also very good, but it's not entirely necessary. Arduous Training we need it for the increased prestige gain, Skill Mastery Earth for the Quicksand Totem, Divine Legacy so that we can get more totems. Devastating Blow is a plus, so that's why we went and got our Cursed Captain up. And then we ran ourselves the Advanced Tactics, so we got more Brittle for the Skill Mastery Earth. So let's get straight into it. We're going to go do a Tartan Hunt, Sigil of the Void. So it doesn't have to be plus any level, it just has to be +0 Sigil of the Void. And we're going to get there as quickly as possible. So firstly, Midorahk, then we go for Mhyzahet. Then I believe Midorahk has the next available upgrade that we need for the build. So we'll grab that afterwards. And you don't need Ascensions, you don't need Artifact Powers, you don't need anything. You need literally one skill. If I had 10 out of 10 Rune Power, then I would run a Focused Mind as well instead of maybe Divine Legacy or whatever the case may be. And we would then have the just the Quicksand Totem. Alright, we're gonna go, we've only got 32% critical strike chance, so we'll go for a little bit of crit. We're also going to go and increase our health, because that's gonna help a lot. Let's try and get that Quicksand Totem as quickly as possible. There we go, so now we can start scaling it. Beautiful. And we can even go, I don't know if I'm gonna use thrust skills or if I'm gonna use swing skills, I haven't decided just yet. But because we've only got 2 skills, we do want to try and stick to those tarpings. We'll probably go for swing so that we don't have the bleed on hit, but we also don't have Heartrending Strike yet because this is a new save. So if we want to, you want to try and get Heartrending Strike from the event, and then you can use Heartrending Strike as well as your double slash for the swing to earth skill chain as well. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We've got thrust so far, so we could grab Eviscerate, but we don't need that. Subdue doesn't really help us, so we'll just grab On Guard for now. It does give us Exposed, which is nice in the very beginning. And now we've got Thrust to Earth for skill chaining. And it gives us some Form, some Exposed, Bulwark as well for defenses, and so on and so forth. But the beginning is a bit rough, so it might take us a couple of minutes just to defeat the first set of enemies. But once you get to a much stronger spot, you will be in a much better position. So as soon as you start scaling area of effect, cast frequency, and multicast, you're going to be in a far better position. Just takes a little bit longer than usual in the very beginning. Also, if we could get more upgrades. I think we're going to go for Quick Strike here instead of Sinister Strike. The only reason for that is it gives Form and Haste, but it doesn't give us the ambush or the bleeding, which we don't need. So we can grab Quick Strike instead of Sinister Strike. And now we don't have to worry about bleed anymore. And we also get the haste and form still from the actual upgrades. Alright, finished the first objective. It took us 2 minutes, which isn't too bad, but it's not really the greatest. Grab ourselves that, grab ourselves some more cast frequency. And let's go start a harder objective. That one's going to be a little bit tougher, so let's go do the next one over here. It's bosses as well, but it won't be as difficult. There are less bosses and they'll do less damage, they'll take more damage, all that juicy stuff. We just need the area. Okay, so we are going to need a little bit of expansive in the very beginning. you can see we are doing that little bit of damage. What's nice about using the assassin as a character over here is to just get those extra dashes. Alright, so we can skip that. There's a multicast, a big one on the Quicksand Totem, and we actually get a +1, so that's massive. We get a big multicast on it, and we also get the +1. Now, in the very beginning, until we have Colossal, so Brittle to Colossal, we're actually going to look for area of effect on the skills. So over here, movement speed is big. The rest of them weren't that great. I just wish these two guys would move a bit more into the totems. Like there, he actually moved into the totems, so it did the damage. There we go. In the totem you are. And then we finally get to do the damage to you. Perfect. So I think we actually do enough. There's an area of effect. We do get the cast frequency as well. We can grab another magnetic or two to get some easy XP. And then we just want to try and sit close to these enemies or to the bosses as they spawn, so that the totems are on top of them. As you can see, it is quite difficult to stay close to them, however, because of the area of effects that they occur or that they use. But as you can see, because we just got that one extra totem, we do far more damage already. A little bit of area of effect never hurts anyone. There we go. Fantastic. This is working out super well. Okay. Health is very good. Relentless is very good. Multicasting. And a little bit of critical strike chance as well. Try and get ourselves up to the maximum amount. Now, it might take you about 8 minutes to do the first Titan hunt, but don't you worry. As soon as you've got that area of effect, the Brittle to Colossal, you are going to be in an amazing position. And the thing is, yes, this might take a little bit longer. You might take like 25 minutes or so of in-game timer, so it's maybe like half an hour real time to finish this. But don't fret, because even though it takes a little bit of extra time, it's literally a time saver. You're literally doing one run on a character, and you're going to be max leveled with them. Not necessarily max leveled, because there is no max level, but you're going to have your skill tree, all the skill points you need to fill out your skill tree. Everything after that is up to farming the major Soulstones. So okay, multicasting, life, here's our opportunity. So we use rerolls over here to get the +2, and we actually get the thrust to earth as well, so that's really, really good. We do need more multicast as well as cast frequency on them though, to benefit a lot more from it, but it definitely is going to help us. We just need these totems to hit the enemies more. Okay, I think it's just these two over here, these little insects. We're going to grab cast frequency. Let me just activate that again for you guys. Sorry. My apologies. Critical strike chance. Oh, we're actually on a decent amount because of the form, so that's really good. It does save us quite a lot of time and effort. And then I think the only issue we have here is that they move so much. Once you get to a boss fight or enemies move less, the Quicksand Totems can deal with them a lot better. What you can do is try and cart the enemies into the Quicksand Totems, and then you'll be in a much better position as well. So you're able to defeat them much quicker because the Quicksand Totems doing the damage it's supposed to be doing to them. We need another 3. Luckily one spawned for us, so that's fantastic. We can go and do this. And it's not a boss fight, so that's fantastic. A nice start on over here. We've got to make sure that we stay out of area of effects though, but at the same time we also need to make sure that our Quicksand Totems are hitting the enemy. So it's a little bit of a rough one. We do get a legendary skill chain again. damage for quicksand and a little bit more area of effect will go a long way. So we might have to risk a life here because, as you can see, our area of effect just isn't enough and we're not doing what we need to do to these tentacles. We're just not hitting them with the attack like we're supposed to be doing. Not that it's our fault, but it's not controllable, so it's not like it's actually in our power to hit them correctly. Okay, I think we've nearly got one or two of them down. One did go down. There's another one down. There we go. So now it should be a little bit easier. If we stay closer to it, there we go. We got a totem on his head. They take a little bit of time to start going, but once they're up and running, they are very, very good. Grab the area of effect, of course. And there we go. Totems are hitting them now. Perfect. There we go. Alright, time for the boss. The boss is going to be that little bit easier, of course, because they are going to be trying to attack us, and we're going to be there trying to attack them. And because it's just the boss, we can, again, cart them into the earth totems. So, like I mentioned, it's going to take you about 8 minutes or so just to finish the first boss, but we should be able to do all of them within a certain amount of time. The one thing that I noticed while we're doing Titan Hunt is you only get prestige once you've completed an objective. Now, the prestige gain gets given to you via the actual crystals that you get the XP from. So you'll notice the boss does give a bit of a prestige gain, but you actually get the most amount of prestige from the objectives. So notice as I won't pick up any of those crystals, and we're going to go and grab them, the prestige from them at the end. But there you go, we're already level 70 plus from a single Titan Hunt round. It obviously goes a lot higher as we keep going. Now you need about 6 point something million prestige in order to fully lock out your level, your prestige at 170. I believe it's some, I'll say 6.4 or 6.6 just to be safe. I don't want you guys to be like 200 lower. But there you go, we picked up one of the things and we are 910,000 over there. And we're going to get ourselves to that beautiful amount as we keep going. But yeah, if we don't pick up those crystals, as you can see, we don't get any prestige. So it's those XP crystals when you pick them up afterwards that drop the prestige. And you get all of it one time if you leave it all to the end, which is pretty cool. But there we go, we got the area of effect. And now we're in the best position possible. So multicast chance, we don't need the damage for the other skills. Form to haste is fine as well because that is going to give us movement speed. Multicasting, great. Area of effect we no longer need, but that multicast is very good. So is the damage. And we got the +2 over there. So that's beautiful. Look at that. Okay, we don't have much locks anymore though. So that's a bit unfortunate. So we'll have to just look for +2s. You don't need a lot of them. You just need a couple and you'll be at a much better position. 1.1 million prestige. Or just under. Let's just go do some of these ones so they disappear. They'll end very quickly. You guys, you don't need your actual visuals on for this. So don't stress if you're like, oh, but Broken, you've got your visuals on the whole time. It doesn't matter. You can just turn it down by pushing I on the button or going into the actual settings and turning it down. And you can do it on zero visibility. Everything's going to land up being destroyed anyway. Alright, there we go. Boss time. Use up some of our XP. We don't need the expansive anymore, so we don't go grab that. 113 critical strike chance, more movement speed. Damage, of course. We can grab a little bit of health. I really want this relentless. We'll lock for it, but we can't lock much more. And then the thrust to earths are beautiful. A little bit of more movement speed and HP. Now the reason we scale HP is because of ancestry. As you can see, it descales the damage based on your maximum HP, and we can have 7 totems up at any given time. So that's why we do it. It's nice to have it up. We didn't even need the area of effect from our skills over there to absolutely defeat the boss. Alright, so we're going to grab the exposed on hit first. And now we go back to Midorahk, I believe it is. Because I believe Midorahk is the one that we're looking for. I could be wrong, but it doesn't really matter. Ah, sorry guys, I made a mistake. We're supposed to go for Broken, but we'll do it afterwards. It's not really such a big deal. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but it is nice. You're supposed to go Shattered on hit first. So I did make a little bit of a mistake there. I do apologize. When you guys are playing, make sure you go for Broken and make sure you grab the Shattered on hit from them. And then we grab the Mhyzahet's Sandstorm afterwards. There's no particular order. I mean, we are going to go further than just the Void King because we need the prestige. So we need to make sure we get the full amount. So you are going to go past the Void King. You're going to go to like a +7 or +8. And then you can leave once you've got all the prestige from that. But there we go. You can notice again, I did mention it, but just in case, we're not getting any prestige just yet. It's the same with the XP. We're hardly picking up any XP. It's fine. We don't really need any of them. All we really need is to grab... Why? Actually, speaking of, why is the Why is our... Oh, maybe because I'm not actually hitting enemies with it. Because our skills are so low area at the moment, we're not actually gaining a lot of Colossal stacks, but that doesn't matter because the skills themselves are getting it. So that's quite weird, quite an interesting phenomenon. But it doesn't matter, luckily it's not scaling. But there we go, we're on 2.7 million prestige. And we're going to keep going. Sigil of the Void. Let's just use all of this. Damage again, cast frequencies. Get that as high as possible. I think we're going to stop taking totems now. I don't think we need that many. Start going for the damage and for the other stats. Even cast frequency, we don't necessarily need that much. So like the multicast is good. Grab ourselves some defenses. This was supposed to be Broken, but we accidentally took Midorahk again. But there we go, we got the area of effect. We were looking for exposed to Radiance, so it's actually fine to grab Midorahk. Let's go back to Mhyzahet, and we're going to get the Sandstorm. And then we can do Broken for Shattered on hit, and then you can do your Viv and Valk for the other upgrade, which will be Devastating Blow. I mean, you could go Devastating Blow first anyway, but again, as you can see, we really don't need it. We're absolutely decimating enemies without it. And now we are going to turn down the visual slightly because we do have the Radiance buff being thrown out there by all the totems as well. So there's quite a lot of a mess on the screen. Remember, you don't need to have all Devastating Blow for this. We did on the Cursed Captain without it. You just need to have relatively decent skills. So going for swing and thrust skills on the Assassin will be very good. It just depends on the characters. Projectile skills on any character that has them. Holy skills on the characters that have them. Skills that apply dazed and disoriented or fragility and all that stuff as well. All those skills add up the damage. So you want to have dazed, disoriented, fragility, defensive skills if you can have them, and so on and so forth. But the rest of it, as you can see, it doesn't really matter too much as to whether or not we are using them. We're actually in a very good spot here, and we are in a very good position to keep going. So I'm just going to grab like random stats here. I don't think they really matter that much anymore. Yeah, just grab what you can to make yourself more powerful. Cast frequencies, blocks, HP, all that juicy stuff. There's no particular, oh, get this first, get that first. You want the most amount of totems and then damage for the totems. Everything else comes second. So now we've got dazed. Now we go fight the Tartan.
I've got the sacred blood. Time to
Well, we actually first have to do these objectives and then we'll fight the Tartan. For the Tartan, again, it's the same thing. You can just grab yourself the damage cast frequency dash passive, and then for the Lord of the Void, we've actually got fragility, so I'm probably going to go for disoriented on hit because there's no disoriented in the build. The reason I say we got fragility is because we actually have Radiance and quite a lot of it, and Radiance procs fragility. So yes, we've got some fragility. It's not a massive amount, but because we do have that additional damage coming in from our the fragility from the Radiance, it's going to make a big difference to the damage as well. So grabbing disoriented, especially when we've got so much form, so we are critting quite a lot. 355% crit, getting that additional critical strike damage from disoriented and crit damage itself is going to be very handy. We'll keep visuals at 0.1. And then you can just see as soon as something spawns, it just instantly melts. What is the cooldown on them? 3.3. Okay, not bad. We've got another 3 over here, and then there's a 2 at the top there. Pity a lot of them were the Lords of the Void objectives. I mean, that's good for us for Soulstones because we do need quite a lot, especially the purple ones. But that's farming. A little bit later, we have done a video on how to farm them as well. Alright, break the Void King's Veil. That didn't tell us how much we actually got there, which is a bit unfortunate. Go for the damage. Laugh, merciless, blocks good. Armor, damage. And you get the point now, so don't actually know if we want that much cast frequency. We don't need more on the Quicksand Totem. I mean, we've got a lot of skill chain as well, about 50%, so only problem is this. The bosses don't really run to the edge of the room. It didn't really cause much problems. Alright, we could go... No, we're not doing armor and health. We just want damage. There we go.
The heart just got better. The circle is complete. It's time to
Alright, Void King time. I wanted to stand closer to him for the totems, but unfortunately it spawned us a little bit further away from him. But there we go, totems are up. We'll just stand right here. They all spawned on top of him. Beautiful. Takes a second or two to get up and running, and there we go. And like I mentioned, we are going to grab the... it's so funny how it takes that little bit of time. So 4.4 million prestige. We do want the disoriented, so we're going to grab that. And now we keep going. So I mentioned we're going to grab the shattered on hit via broken. So let's go grab that. And we can go and grab the devastating blow afterwards. I'm not going to grab that. That's just a waste of our time. Everything melts instantly anyway, so there's no point in having that. So that's why we just want objectives that don't have bosses and don't take up too much time, because as you can see, we literally spawn the objective and that's that. Unfortunately, the game sometimes just wants to kick you when you're down and not give you what you're looking for. As soon as bosses spawn, absolutely melted. 4.5 million. We'll see at the end of this round how much we get. We don't have to worry about the... Oh, it got destroyed anyways by our totems. Where's another objective? That's not +1. Unfortunately, the game's only giving us +1s right now. Come on, +2 spawn somewhere. Alright, a +4. That's perfectly fine as well. $4.8 million. We went up to 5.4 million. So it's 2 more rounds and we should be clear. Let's go cast frequencies, multicast. We're going to just go defensive and health, because we don't really need anything else. Lethality is fine there. We're going to go damage there. Resilience, movement speed and damage. Life. I'll use my mouse instead. Apologies. Go for the life upgrades. There we go. So we actually have 6 dodges. That's crazy. Alright, so everything spawns. Luckily, Broken Throne's up to you, so it's quite an easy boss fight. And there we go. 5.4 million. We grab the Shattered on hit. And we're just going to go through the portal, go to the next bosses. Make sure you don't go through the blue portal, because that will end the run and you don't want that. You want to make sure you keep going. And you just keep going. You keep going until you get to the most amount of runs that you can get. You can see we're still under 20 minutes. We're on a +6. We're going to go to +7. Hopefully +7 is enough. I think it was +7 that we needed. But if we need to go to +8, that's okay as well. You want to try and do the bigger objectives. So the +3s, +4s. Those are what are going to give you the most amount of prestige. Okay, so now we've got dazed, disoriented. Didn't even see anything spawn over there. Everything just absolutely melted. 5.5. This is the final round. There we go, 6.3 million. We're going to do one more round, so we'll defeat the boss. Just to be safe, because you never know. So we want to make sure that we are the safest possible. So it's going to be one more round, and then we should be good. We're going to grab the damage increase. I mean, we're doing, what, 35 Brittle taken, 578 base damage. This is the hardest fight out of all of them. But there we go. Alright, Devastation. You could grab Radiance to finesse afterwards, but we only need the Devastating Blow. And then we want to go to the purple portal, because we just want to be safe, get the most amount, and we can go and grab Felipox, because why not? Last one doesn't actually matter after that. We've already reached the limit. We just need to do the objectives. If you lose to the boss at the 7th one, it really doesn't matter. The only thing is you don't want to lose your lives now, because you don't have, or just make sure you collect all of these after you've done the objectives, because if you do lose your life, you don't get those objectives or the prestige from the objectives if you don't collect them. So it might be better if you're uncomfortable or you're scared. Just make sure you collect all of those to get the prestige. But I know I'll be fine, so I don't need to collect it. But, you know, just pick it up in case. You can see 6.7 million. That's a definite plus. We're all the way up to 170 as a level. And the best part about this build is you don't need any of the ascensions. You don't need any artifact power. Your weapon can be level 1. None of it matters. You're going straight to level 170 plus for every single character. And if you really want to get all the way to level 250 from the start, just keep going. You'll be able to reach level 250 from the very beginning. Just keep grabbing more and more damage and so on and so forth. I keep adding more cast frequency and we really don't need it. Okay, this one's also quite an easy boss fight, and as soon as the totems spawn correctly, the boss is absolutely destroyed. But there you have it. Let's go and take a look at that beautiful 1 to 180 plus. At the top there, all the way up to 185. So let me know what you guys think about the build and about doing this. Is it cheating? I don't think so. It's just being efficient about leveling up a character. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.